Thorfinn almost never smiles after That was a crazy fact, and here are 100 facts about Vinland Saga. But these are no ordinary facts, I'm talking 100 of the biggest facts that even anime fans won't know. And if you haven't seen Vinland Saga yet, go and watch it. It's a certified classic. Definitely the type of anime that you should see as an anime fan. It's got everything. It's got great storytelling, it's got great characters, it's got great action, but it's not about the action. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it now, then come straight back, watch 100 facts about Vinland Saga. And as always, number 99 is my favorite. So let's get into it. Fact number 1. Manga readers will know this, but the anime was reordered so that it was told in chronological order, which is crazy because I've only seen the anime and I'm like, wow, this is peak. I love the story, I love the background, I love the first 4 episodes, and then you're in it and you're like, this is good stuff, you know? This is one of those anime that you have to see. And it turns out the manga shows the story from Thorfinn being older with flashbacks. So there are 3 key people that we're gonna see again and again and again in these facts. That is Yukimura, the creator, Seko, the series writer, and Yabuta, the director. You're gonna see their names come up a lot because they really did work together to make this all happen. So keep their names locked in for the rest of the facts. Fact number 2, several scenes in the anime are anime original only, which means they weren't in the manga. These scenes were personally approved by Yukimura Makoto, the creator of Vinland Saga. Director Yabuta Shuhei considered Thorfinn's growth the core of the story and not the aggressive battles that we see. Fact number 4, Seko Hiroshi, the series writer, said that adapting the manga was difficult. He said this because much of the storytelling is done through silence rather than dialogue, which in an anime, that's tough. Fact number 5, Yukimura encouraged the anime staff to make changes if they thought it would improve the adaptation rather than just copying the manga panel for panel. Fact number 6, the same staff moved from Wit to Mappa from season 1 to season 2. So season 1 was done by Wit and season 2 was done by Mappa. However, it was actually the same team that did both, and this allowed for continuity between the 2 seasons. Fact number 7, art director Takeda Yusuke has said that he focused on making landscapes historically lived in rather than just romantically beautiful. And this is a reoccurring theme that we'll see throughout. It's all about realism in this anime, which you can feel when you watch it. Fact number 8, the staff paid close attention to historical research. This was so that architecture, ships, clothing, and environments reflected the early 11th century as accurately as possible. Fact number 9, the official guidebook includes a detailed historical reference section. There you can find info on Viking culture that appears beyond the anime. Fact number 10, the guidebook also contains Yukimura's original storyboard for chapter 1 and illustrations he drew when he was about 20 years old. Fact number 11, the production team consistently said that the anime's message was overcoming cycles of hatred rather than celebrating Viking warfare. Fact number 12, director Yabuta has said that he prefers to use music to show a character's emotion, rather than simply matching what's happening on screen. Fact number 13, for season 2, composer Yamada came up with 20 new original tracks, many of them significantly longer than in season 1 because they needed to follow characters' emotional journeys. Fact number 14, Yamada created what he personally considers Arnheid's theme, writing it to represent her entire life story rather than just to represent individual scenes. Fact number 15, the choir heard in season 2 was recorded in Hungary, with the singers actually performing in Hungarian, and if you don't know, Hungary has top-tier choirs, choral singers. They are elite. Fact number 16, sound director Shoji Hata revealed that by season 2, Yabuta had learned Pro Tools enough so that he could perform much of the sound editing himself. Fact number 17, storyboard artist Takehiko Kobayashi said that he created way more storyboards for season 2 than season 1 because the story depended much more on characters' psychological journey rather than action scenes. I did miss the action a little bit in season 2, I can't lie, but I was also like, wow, I've actually never seen an anime story told like this. My friend even called it Shakespearean in its writing. Fact number 18, Yabuta describes season 2 as more on the battles inside people's hearts than physical battles happening in real life. Fact number 19, the production staff gave Aina much greater emotional weight in the anime than he had in the manga, because his relationship with Thorfinn drives the central themes. Fact number 20, the anime opens with Thorfinn fighting at the battle of, I can't say it, so this battle, a scene that appears much later in the manga. The staff chose this scene to immediately establish the anime's tone. Fact number 21, Seko, the writer, said that the reason they told the story in chronological order was so that fans, when watching, could experience Thor's death in real time. And he thought this made it emotionally stronger. And he's right, because that one hurt. Fact number 22, Yukimura singled out episode 7, the attack on the Frankish fort, as one of his favorite additions to the anime from the production staff. Fact number 23, animation producer Hasegawa Hiroya said he mentally approached season 1 and season 2 as one continuous 48 episode season. not two separate productions. Fact number 24, Yabuta said one of the biggest challenges of season 2 was keeping the viewer's engagement. This is because of the dramatic shift away from large-scale warfare, which every anime fan wants to see, and instead, the focus was on character introspection. Brave but memorable, this is why we love Vinland Saga. Fact number 25, rather than requesting tracks one by one, Yabuta gave Yamada broad creative freedom, and Yamada ran with it because he ended up delivering 26 demo tracks all at once. Fact number 26, the creators discussed how violence should be portrayed in episode 14. That's the episode where Askeladd finds a small village and massacres everyone, emphasizing that the episode's purpose was to reveal characters rather than glorify combat. Fact number 27, Yabuta said that season 2's biggest goal was to show how Thorfinn internally processes every experience rather than simply showing what happens to him. Fact number 28, according to Yabuta, Thorfinn's slightly changing facial expressions in the manga were really hard to direct in the anime. Fact number 29, the staff carefully discussed how angry Einar should be towards violent people, believing that even small differences would change the understanding that viewers had of this character. Fact number 30, Kobayashi said that Einar's early story alone contained enough emotional material for an entire anime series, making it one of the hardest parts of season 2 to adapt. Fact number 31, Yabuta described Einar as Thorfinn's emotional guide and emotional support, saying that he wanted to emphasize this relationship from the beginning. Fact number 32, Kobayashi repeatedly reread the manga. He did this because he felt every expression and every panel had hidden meaning that needed to be translated into animation. Fact number 33, Yabuta said that adapting a manga isn't just simply copying manga panels. The anime inevitably introduces its own interpretations through movement, timing, and direction. Fact number 34, Yabuta has said that season 2 shows more depictions of a character's inner thoughts over physical fights, and this is the big difference between seasons 1 and 2. Fact number 35, Seko said that the production team spent more time planning season 2 than they did when they did season 1. This is because the friendship between Thor and Einar needed very careful planning. Fact number 36, Yabuta admitted that the Farmark's slower rhythm worried the staff because they needed to keep the anime-only viewers engaged. And that's despite the dramatic shift in tone. And I get that fear because I was like, damn, where's all the fighting? Like, what is this season about? Fact number 37, Thorfinn almost never smiles after Thor's death, which is a great fact. And now it makes me want to watch the anime again and notice, like, was he smiling ever after that point, or when does he smile? Because yeah, thinking about it, he was rightfully angry. When he does, it's almost exclusively in flashbacks and dreams, visually showing how revenge consumed his childhood. Fact number 38, another banger, Askeladd almost always stands on higher ground when he's talking to Thorfinn, subtly reinforcing the mentor-student power imbalance that the two have. Again, I need to rewatch the anime now. Fact number 39, Knut's hair gradually becomes neater and more controlled as he grows into a leader, reflecting his newfound confidence. Fact number 40, Thor's is almost always shown in natural light and open spaces, whilst Askeladd is frequently shown indoors and surrounded by shadows, visually showing their contrasting philosophies. Fact number 41, in season 2, the farmland slowly becomes greener as Thorfinn emotionally heals, mirroring his inner recovery. Fact number 42, Thorfinn's posture changes throughout season 2. Early on, he walks with rounded shoulders and avoids eye contact. Later, he stands upright more often, showing his renewed sense of purpose. Fact number 43, Thorfinn rarely looks directly at other people in early season 2, emphasizing his guilt and emotional isolation. Fact number 44, Askeladd constantly studies people's reactions before speaking, often glancing sideways first, and actually one of my favorite characteristics of Askeladd. His manipulation is shown visually before it's heard in dialogue. Fact number 45, Knut's crown is deliberately understated. This was to keep him grounded in the series' historical setting. Fact number 46, the scars on Thorfinn's hands become more noticeable during season 2, reflecting years of violence even after he stops fighting. Fact number 47, cloudy skies dominate scenes centered on revenge, while brighter skies become more common during moments of hope, especially on Ketil's farm. Fact number 48, unlike in other anime, the series rarely glamorizes sword impacts. Instead of flashy effects, many strikes are quick and heavy, emphasizing realism over spectacle. And again, you could feel this, like, it's unlike any other anime, really. Actually, let me know in the comments, is it unlike any other anime? I'm thinking maybe Berserk, but it's still kind of flashy in Berserk, isn't it? Fact number 49, season 2 contains way more close-ups of eyes and hands than season 1, reflecting the shift from action to internal conflict. Fact number 50, many ships, buildings, clothing, and tools are based on archaeologically and historically accurate references from the early 11th century, rather than generic fantasy Viking design. So we're at the halfway mark. Let me know which has been your favorite fact so far. Fact number 51, the anime frequently places Thorfinn at the edge of the frame during season 2 rather than the center of the frame, visually showing he's lost his identity and purpose. Fact number 52, the final episodes of season 2 use noticeably more ambient sounds. Wind, birds, footsteps and rustling leaves, with less constant background music emphasizing Thorfinn's newfound peace. And again, I have to go back and watch now, don't I? Fact number 53, Thorfinn never wears armor throughout season 1. And that's despite fighting experienced warriors. This displays his reckless obsession with revenge. He values speed and dueling over his self-preservation. Fact number 54, and you will know this one, Askeladd is always the first to notice danger. Before ambushes or betrayals, the anime frequently cuts to him, his eyes especially, scanning the room and noticing the danger before it happens. Fact number 55, during Thor's duel, right at the start of anime season 1, he strikes enemies with the back of his sword so as not to hurt them. Fact number 56, Bjorn is the only person who invades Askeladd's personal space, hinting long before his finale that their relationship is unique. Fact number 57, Canute barely speaks during his first several episodes. His silence is intentional because staff wanted viewers to underestimate him before his transformation. Fact number 58, after becoming king, Canute almost never lowers his head when speaking to others, whereas earlier he constantly looked downwards. Fact number 59, Askeladd often smiles with only one side of his mouth, emphasizing that he's usually hiding his true thoughts. Fact number 60, Thorfinn's daggers gradually become worn and chipped throughout the series, showing years of constant combat rather than magically remaining pristine. Fact number 61, Leif Erikson is almost always shown arriving by sea. Water consistently accompanies scenes about hope or returning home. Fact number 62, in season 2, Thorfinn begins by helping others before he helps himself, showing his moral recovery through actions rather than dialogue. Fact number 63, Snake is one of the few characters who regularly makes eye contact with Thorfinn. He immediately recognizes that he's different from the other slaves. Fact number 64, Arnhide's scenes frequently include doors, fences or windows, visually reminding viewers that she's physically and emotionally trapped. Fact number 65, the colour palette becomes noticeably warmer whenever Thorfinn thinks of Iceland, separating memories of home from the cold blues and greys of war. Fact number 66, Askeladd rarely raises his voice, and this makes the few moments when he actually does shout much more impactful. Fact number 67, many nighttime scenes rely on moonlight rather than artificial lighting, matching the production team's goal of keeping the anime grounded in early 11th century realism. Fact number 68, the anime rarely uses hero shots. Even major victories are often framed from distance or at eye level, reinforcing that Vinland Saga is about the human cost of violence rather than glorifying it. Fact number 69, Yukimura didn't originally plan to make a story about Vikings. He first decided on the theme he wanted to explore and then chose Vikings as the best way to tell that story. Fact number 70, Yabuta believes that Vinland Saga's message may seem idealistic, but that it's good to remind people that there are good people in this world. Fact number 71, Seko shares Yukimura's dislike of violence, describing it as something genuinely terrifying. Fact number 72, rather than simply portraying Viking violence, Vinland Saga confronts the idea of violence head on and asks how should people deal with it. Fact number 73, during the war in Ukraine, Yukimura received a message from a reader who was in the middle of an evacuation, asking what a true warrior would do in that situation. Yukimura's answer was that they would try their hardest to find a way that relied on peace, as that's the core idea within Vinland Saga. Fact number 74, in Vinland Saga, farming and wheat are shown as symbols of humanity's growth, as opposed to all of the fighting being humanity's destruction. Fact number 75, Seko named episodes 9 and 10 of season 1 as among his favourites. Episode 9 featured Thorfinn's first major fight with Thorkel, while episode 10 quietly set up important events for Askeladd's band. Fact number 76, although episode 10 doesn't have huge plot developments, Seko said it still had an important development on Askeladd's band. He described it as a quiet episode that makes you feel something big is coming. Fact number 77, and Yabuta concurred with everyone else that episode 10 was one of his favourites. He especially loved its final scene from the manga and worked to recreate the same emotions he felt when reading it. This is the bit where Askeladd finds out that Canute is being captured by Thorkel. Canute or Canute? I'm actually losing it. Is it Canute or Canute? Let me know in the comments. I don't know how you're gonna write that in the comments, but you'll work it out. Fact number 78, Yukimura praised the anime for adding extra details to the characters and backgrounds in the Farmland arc. He said it showed clearly how each character ended up there and left him feeling genuinely grateful for the adaptation. Fact number 79, when planning season 2, Seko and Yabuta first discussed where Einar's strength comes from. Yabuta said they didn't feel like they could properly map out the season until they understood him. Fact number 80, Yabuta said the anime team worked hard to try to recreate the strength and kindness that we saw from Einar in the manga. Fact number 81, Jabuta described Einar as being incredibly strong, kind, and cheerful despite being a slave, calling him almost superhuman. Fact number 82, Jabuta said that Einar was actually living in even worse circumstances than Thorfinn, yet he still chose to live with determinism and optimism. Fact number 83, before planning season 2, the animation team had to work out what condition Thorfinn was in after season 1, especially how much of his old violence was still inside him. Fact number 84, before creating Vinland Saga, Yukimura said he struggled to find a story to express his views on violence and peace. He spent years researching Viking history before starting serialization. Fact number 85, Yukimura originally expected Vinland Saga to last for about 10 years and 20 volumes. However, the story grew much bigger than he planned and there ended up being 29 volumes. Fact number 86, he and his team continually researched 11th century Scandinavia, Iceland, and Britain, along with indigenous cultures, all whilst the story progressed. They never stopped researching and you can feel it throughout. Fact number 87, episodes 5 and 6 contain major anime-only scenes. Since the manga skips Thorfinn's early years, the anime team created these episodes to show how he became a warrior. Even Yukimura said the new scenes felt so natural. He said, "It was as if I'd written them myself." That is crazy praise, both for himself and for the anime team. Fact number 88, Askeladd's name means Ash Lad or Ash Boy, which we all know, but did you know it's taken from a famous Scandinavian folktale, with both characters in the anime and in the folktale being underestimated, who succeed through intelligence rather than brute strength. Fact number 89, and since we're talking about King Canute, here's another surprising fact. King Canute was also a real historical king. He ruled England, Denmark, and Norway, creating one of the largest North Sea empires in history. Fact number 90, Seko said the team had to be incredibly careful with the anime-only scenes, making sure the characters behaved accordingly to the Viking era setting rather than modern expectations of Vikings. Fact number 91, Jabuta hoped that people around the world would watch Vinland Saga and connect with the ideas that it explores about humanity and moving forward. Fact number 92, Seko said episodes 3 and 4 were designed to hit viewers emotionally, especially with Thor's death. Mission accomplished. He wanted those episodes to leave a lasting impression. Fact number 93, Einar left such a strong impression on Jabuta when he first read the manga that he became a main character the anime team focused on when planning season 2. Fact number 94, some of Einar's anime-only created scenes were trying to stay faithful to his character in the manga. Jabuta described them as new moments that naturally came from understanding the character. Fact number 95, after Jabuta spoke with Yukimura, he felt that Yukimura was the type of person that could create the character that Einar needed to be. Fact number 96, Seko said the team spent much more time planning season 2 than they did season 1. Fact number 97, Jabuta believes the farm arc had a very different pacing from season 1, so the team had to carefully plan how to make it still engaging for anime-only viewers who were watching for the first time. Fact number 98, Yukimura had actually planned for a classic revenge story. He shifted tone during the farmland arc because he felt guilty drawing so much violence. Which makes sense, because everything kind of was leading in this way, and then all of a sudden farmland arc, wow, everything changed. Because he felt guilt of drawing violence, wow. Fact number 99, and I told you this was my favorite from the start, and as always, number 99 is my favorite, and that is that there is a real life Thorfinn. The historical Thorfinn Karlsefni attempted to colonize Vinland, which is North America, in the early 11th century as a peaceful explorer and trader. And look, I say peaceful, he was not doing it how we were seeing in season 1. So maybe everything we see in seasons 1 and 2 leads up to, as they do hint in the anime, Thorfinn's journey to Vinland. Real life journey, what he actually did in real life. Fact number 100, sadly, real life Thorfinn's settlement in North America ended because of escalating violent conflicts with the indigenous population, whom the Norse called Skraelings, and also because of internal bickering amongst colonists. After roughly 3 years, the Norse, who were outnumbered at the time, abandoned the site. And Thorfinn, get this, he returned safely to Greenland. And later, even better, settled in Iceland. This is elite writing based on real life history. And that is 100 facts about Vinland Saga. If you stuck around this long, subscribe and let me know in the comments which anime should I do next. I'll see you next week for Dr. Stone.